there, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Norman, and I'm here in my kitchen today, but won't be cooking. We're actually going to be making soap shapes. And if you look in your states of matter, you'll find exactly what we're going to be doing on page 4, right here, and it's called soap shapes. So it can be sculpted into any shape, and it's kind of an art form. Is all it takes is a little imagination. And I'm gonna show you today a couple of different ways that you might want to do it. So first of all, you will need some soap. So you get a bar of soap. This is just in a box. It's called Dove. There's a dove on it. It's kind of a thick one, and a different, the shape might be harder to work with. So what I did is I used the Ivory soap, and it's a rectangle, and it's pretty square shape corners. So all you got to do is either use a cheese grater. This is what your parents would normally grate cheese with. And there's smaller holes and then the bigger ones. There's also one on the side. I didn't try the really big one. I used the bigger holes to grate it. And another way that you might want to try to do it is using a potato or carrot peeler. And this makes the shavings. So you just kind of hold the soap, and you can do it this way, right into a bowl. And it kind of curls up on you, and it's pretty thin. I'll show you what that looks like. Looks kind of like that. Little curls. Or you could take the bar of soap and just run it right down the grater, just as if this were a bar of cheese, same kind of thing. Just grate it. I did the smaller. It seemed to be better. I tried it both ways, you know, to use the cheese grater, as far as it makes it into these really small pieces, just like grating the cheese. And then then what you do is you're going to add water to it. So I've pre-made the soaps, and we'll talk about how I did that. You should have an adult definitely help you, because this grater is pretty sharp, and so is this. You don't want to peel your skin or grate your skin or cut yourself on your fingers or anything. So have an adult help you for sure with that. And once you get that in there, is all you need is a teaspoon. You could use a regular teaspoon or one from the measuring spoons. And I just put, with the soap that I used about 3/4 of the soap. This is the piece that I have left. So if you look at it, it's about 3/4, maybe a third, or excuse me, I've got a third left. So that would mean that I used about 2/3 of the bar. And then with that amount grated up, I put 3 teaspoons of water. I just did that, put it in there. And now I have less shavings in there, it's a smaller amount. Then you're just going to squish it all together. And basically what you're going to do is just put a little bit water at first. Maybe just start with 1 teaspoon and see how that goes. That might be enough. You're gonna mush it together, and then you kind of make it so it's like a dough, but it'll be a soapy dough. Believe me, it gets really squishy. Here's another one. I'll add a little water to it, show you. And again, I would just put maybe even half a teaspoon, or start with a teaspoon, depending on how much you have. And I'm just doing it with a small amount so you can get the idea. Just, it seemed to me to be better of the two things. The peeler was kind of cool to peel it off like that with potato peeler, but this grater seemed to make it easier once I added the water, and it got less soapy, and it just kind of squishes and together like it's kind of like dough. And then you're gonna get your hands super soapy, which is great because then you can rinse them off and clean them. Have to wash our hands a lot anyways these days, right? So you have nice clean hands working with the soap. And after you get it all put in the form that you like, then you can decide, do you want to make it a color? So you would use the food coloring and egg dye. This one is even comes in neon colors, but I just use the standard. In the standard colors, you have yellow, blue, red, and green. Okay, and you can mix these colors together to make other colors. For example, you could put red and blue together and you could get purple, or you could put red and yellow and you'd have orange. I wanted to make like a moon and a star, so I used yellow, and they're very potent. If you've never used food coloring dye before, you only need like a couple drops and it's got a lot of color. So I put in a few drops, and then I wanted it to be yellow. It's supposed to look like a crescent moon. So I molded this together, shaped it with my hands, and I made this about an hour ago, and it's still wet, but I'm gonna let it dry out. And then I had a little piece left over, and I thought, oh, well, what goes with the moon, because you might want to think of a theme, would be like a little star. So then I have a little, and I want my star to be white. So I'm going to I have my moon and star, and then you can shape these. Those I shaped with my hands, and some of you are way more artistic and you can make all kinds of cool shapes. You can also use cookie cutters, and I had a lot of heart-shaped ones. So basically you just press it down just like when you're doing Play-Doh or something. Get your cookie cutter and press it down. I have this other piece rolled out here, and then the way to get it off, because it sticks pretty much to the surface. I have it on a cutting board, plastic cutting board, and then I just got this little dessert server spatula type thing for cakes or pies, and it's kind of sharp on the end, so you've got to be careful. Have a parent help you. And I took the outside parts, and then I just sort of shifted it underneath, and there it is. There's a little soap heart, and I'd made a bigger one, the bigger size heart, and I used the red color dye. And then this is firming up and it's sticking together, and that'll dry into the shape. And now I've got a couple little hearts to go with that bigger heart with my moon and my star. You could do like an ocean theme, have starfish, different seashells, whatever design you want to make out of these. You can use your hands, or I have these are like ninja gingerbread man, because I have the ninja gingerbread man story that I read to my kids in my class, and these are kind of fun. if you wanted to make gingerbread shapes or something. You could make them any shape you want. If you use the cookie cutters, those will work too. And I brought out to show you, this is a soap. Like you will see soaps in different shapes at shops. Like here's a purple heart that I got from a gift for Valentine's Day from my sister-in-law Susan, so it's really pretty. And then sometimes, you know, the soaps will have different colors and also a nice fancy scent. My sister made these soaps for a gift, and they've got like their hearts with little flowers, and they have a special scent. Sometimes people even put, like there's glitter. I don't know if you could see that. She made this one. She actually made the soap. It's a little different than shaving the white soap. Had put stickers and everything. But you could look up on the internet and find other things if you enjoy doing the soap. Different ways that you can make it. And this is a very simple way, shaping the soap into whatever design that you would like, just for fun. So it was hard, and it was a solid, and then we broke it down to smaller, added some liquid, and squished it all up. Now it's going to firm up again and go back to a solid and be some pretty colorful soaps in the shapes that you like. So I hope you have fun trying this out. See you later. Bye. See you next time.